there anything you wanted to add to the questions we've dealt with? You thought, oh, I'd love to just tease that point out a bit more or something. Especially the care of people and looking after people, because they're just so valuable and so important to what we're doing.
I wanted to raise something that I wished that I had had a chance to say, so maybe I say it now, because this is a very big thing for us, working with our volunteers and our staff, and especially working with our donors, which we view as a ministry of its own, the ministry into the prisons and the families, but also a ministry to the donors. And that is what we seem to be experiencing, I think, to Jeanette's suggestion, is that when we can touch their heart in some way, then the motivation and the passion and the desire, all it needs is some help and some shaping. For example, with a donor that isn't interested, is very tough on prisoners and so on. Yet if you can touch their heart with the connection between a mother and a child, and that they can understand, then it's as if that little child reached up and grabbed that person's hand and they feel the connection. So that whole thing of transformation as a huge part of how we imbue our plans and energize our people, for me, is becoming very dominant in our thinking.
It's those stories that touch people rather than lots of flip charts, isn't it?
Stories and touching their hearts, or finding the thing in their lives that connects with the life of someone else. You know, that connection.
No olvidarnos nunca de que...
Not to forget, neighbor, that we are a Christian community who that we have to set the example, live example of Jesus, because that really moves mountains in terms of volunteer work as boards, because that's how we're going to transmit to those deprived of freedom. Those deprived from freedom are very sensitive, and they have a great need of volunteers who are devoted, who love and act as they say and as they think. And really, there are times in our lives, as a word in the Bible somewhere there, it says that it is worthless for 1,000 soldiers to look after a city if God doesn't look after it, and it's a waste for 1,000 workers to build a city if He doesn't build it. We have to keep present that in difficult times we have to count on Him, and that He's always willing and prepared to give us a hand, and at difficult times to send us the right persons in order to pull ahead. That is fundamental.
You bring to mind my closing thought. Mike said to us, I think it was this morning, we need to be looking and following what Jesus said. And as he walked around when he was here, he listened to people, he talked to them, he took an interest in them, and he valued them. And as I've listened to these wonderful people, they're committed to helping and working with people and making them feel valuable. Thank you for doing a wonderful job. Great.